Hey, what's up? It's Ben with I'm Not Licensed. Got a little different setup today. The little finger hold thing in the back of my phone case broke, so I don't have that to lean the phone up against. So I'm leaning it up against my Body Armor Flash IV Zero Sugar, because as you get older, sugar is not your friend anymore. So last video I did was about being overwhelmed, and I knew it was gonna get worse probably before it got better. And I do have to say that I do find that has been the case. um, Fucking just really sucks. Life in general really fucking sucks. um, I know that a lot of people get a lot of breaks, a lot of people get a lot of support, a lot of people get a lot of you know um, passes and whatnot. Some people have to work harder for those passes. Some people don't get them at all. I kind of feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I've gotten some passes, but I am far from perfect. I still have my flaws, and sometimes you just fucking need something. You need a little bit of help. You need and for me it's usually ends up being financial help. um I pay so much shit. I mean, I really fucking do. I pay so much. And I don't really tell a lot of people. I'm sure probably people have figured it out, and they probably wonder, like, Ben, like, why do you have financial problems all the time? Like, you don't have a car? Oh man, why can't you just go down to a dealer and get one? Why can't you just go to a buy here and get one? Why can't you just buy one off of Craigslist? Why can't you just buy like a cheap $3, $4, $5,000 car or whatever? Um, the reality is that I don't have a good credit score. I don't have a bunch of money in my account. I do pay a fucking whole lot. I save absolutely nothing, and I know for a fact I am not the only one in the world that does this. I am. I'd bet every dollar in my that I have that says I'm not the only person that does this, guys or girls. But I feel like it's more so probably guys that do this. You pay for insurance, you pay for a car, you pay for rent, you pay for your utilities and the cell phone and this and that and the other thing. And you pay and you pay and you pay and you pay and you pay. And then at the end of the month, when you look to get paid, or in the middle of the month or whatever, you look to get paid and there's just nothing there. And then you have a point where you need something and there's still nothing there. It's frustrating. It's overwhelming. It's I know it sounds whiny and bitchy, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. I wish that I didn't have this, but I do. And so part of it is because I take that burden off of other people. I just eat it. I eat it, and my girlfriend slash ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, I don't fucking know at this point, because that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother soapbox, a whole nother all of it. But you just eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it, and finally it wears you down. We've got cars, insurance, cell phones, power, rent, apps, streaming apps, subscriptions, gym memberships, this and that and the other thing. We've got kids, we've got tuitions, we've got things that we pay, we've got things that we do for other people. And then we just give and give and give and give and give. And it really, really fucking sucks when you say, hey, could I get a hand here? And the same people that you give to just turn their back on you. And they're just like, not my problem. Whether they claim to be in your corner, supportive, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, mom, dad, brother, sister, whatever the case is, you know, it fucking sucks. It sucks. It takes you to a dark place, you know, because as everybody knows, I say everybody like I have a fucking million followers or whatever, but I mean, that doesn't matter. I'm just talking me to the camera, to YouTube, to the universe and whatnot. But it's like, you know, I put that last video out there about being overwhelmed. I knew I was going to come up here, and sure, I came up here to Tennessee to support my daughter after coming back from her deployment, and I wasn't going to come up here with a huge pocket full of money, and you know, but I mean, I came up here with a decent amount of money, so that way I could enjoy being with her for, you know, about a week. And at some point, you know, I just things just started adding up. You know, insurance came out of my fucking bank account, monthly subscription for testosterone because I'm getting older and I fucking thought I had a chemical imbalance. So there's that, you know. I subscribed to Fubo because I was trying to watch the Red Wings game, and it turns out that it wasn't even on the Red Wings game. So then when I went to cancel their, you know, their free trial, it was like trying to get a text message out of my girlfriend. It really was. That's how fucking hard it was. I was on their app. I was on their website. I was talking to their chat. And they said, oh, no, well, you got to go through Roku. Oh, great. So I go through Roku, you know, and I finally get it canceled. And it's like, oh, well, we just whacked you for $100 for that. And I'm just like, fuck, man. Fuck. You know, it's just one thing after another. It's like I feel like just as soon as I get my lips up above water, somebody just pushes it down. Suck in a bunch of water and start choking, waterboarding all over again. You know? And then what's really ironic is that, you know, all these people, just people in general, people that you rely on and people that you lean on, you know, for support in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's funny that like everybody always has the answer, right? Have you ever wondered that? Like, why is it that you have the answer from the outside looking in, but yet you don't have a solution? You have an answer. Oh, well, here, just do this. Oh, fuck. Got it, man. Let me just pull it right out of my ass, you know? Let me just pull this fucking fat Powerball check right out of my ass so that I can get my shit back together, you know? It's oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I was getting in the shower today and I was like, it was just one thing after another, just rapid fire, you know, over and over and over again. And this has been going on. I mean, the girlfriend has been adding this drama on for a good couple of weeks now, at least. And then you talk about finances, and then traveling up here to Tennessee to see my daughter after she came back, and then trying to just get my car situation straightened out, and then work and clients and so on and so forth. And all of it just, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, and it's funny because my friend that's a therapist, an actual licensed therapist, you know, she put something out there on Facebook today, and it was like, you know, everybody's plate size is different. So just because it says that you say that your plate is full, your plate might be bigger than someone else's, might be fuller, it might have more space, it might be smaller, whatever, this, that, the other thing. So everybody's plate size is different. You know, and I don't fucking really know how big my plate is. I mean, sometimes I feel like I just Like the littlest shit gets the best of me. And I think it's just because I'm just not happy. I just can't fucking seem to get there. I can't seem to get there. I don't think it has to do with a girl, a woman. You know, and they say, oh, well, you know, you gotta be happy with yourself before you can be happy with others. And it's like, that's true. But some people want others involved in their happiness so that they can be happy. You know, want versus need. Okay. You know, she used to say, oh, well, you're a want, not a need. I get it. You know, nobody needs someone else to live. Like, I don't need another human being to survive. You don't need another human being to survive. Nobody needs another human being to survive. But some people, because we're all created differently, crave that social interaction, that closeness, that bond and whatnot, that availability, if you will. And it's like, when you can't get it, you know, when you can't get it, it's when you need it the most, when you want it the most, when you crave it the most. You know, those times when it's the middle of the day and it's been like a long week or whatever, and you're just kind of like thinking to yourself, we're not talking like a long week like some of these fucking people when they're like, oh, I had a long week fucking making coffees or whatever, oh, I got such a rough life. And it's like, yeah? Oh, okay. Well, you have 17 subscriptions. You have all this fucking debt from this and that and the other thing. You did this and that and the other thing. You created all this shit, and now all of a sudden it's like overwhelming. Well, I mean, fuck. Wait till you get another 20 or 30 years later and then see how you feel. You know? Not that my problems are any more glorified than anybody else's. I mean, they're all the same. We all have the same. You know? We all essentially living in the universe. We all drink from the same fucking faucet. So it's not like mine are any different. It's just we're all created differently. We all cope differently, I guess. We need things, you know, like, well, I mean, I guess it just contradicts what I just said, right? Like, I don't need someone, but I mean, maybe I do. You know, you're married for 18 years. You know, you're used to coming home on a daily basis and seeing that person at home, and you're used to doing these certain scheduled events. You know, dinner, kids, school, work, this and that and the other thing. You know, watch TV, bond. You know, do adult stuff, like things like that, and then that goes away, and then you have this lull for the next few years where you don't do any of that stuff. And then you get back into the habit of doing it, and then someone wants to pull the rug out from under you, and then on top of that, while you're falling from the rug getting pulled out from under you, because apparently, I don't know, you're not a good partner. I guess I'm just not cut out for women, or at least for relationships, whatever the case is. But anyways, as you're getting the rug pulled out from under you, then you're getting hit on the way down, you know, from car, school, bills, travel, family. You know, sometimes family can be the absolute fucking worst. You know? But you end up getting these biased opinions because, as we know as human beings, what do we normally do? We normally just complain about other people, right? Like, I'm sure that probably happens with me. Like, people complain about me, so then it builds a bad stigma about that person. So same thing, right? You know, you complain about your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, kids, whatever the case is. So the people that you end up talking to now have this negative opinion. So when it comes time to needing a solution or suggestions or whatever, well, the solution is easy. Cut it out. Okay, well, that's easy if you got this, you know, a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you're not, you know, entirely committed to. You know, you could just walk away. I mean, it's 2025. You just walk away. Just go spend $5,000 and go get into a place of your own, you know, because it's just that easy. Take your possessions and go get an apartment of your own. Oh, that's it? That's all I got to do? Oh, well, Why didn't somebody tell me that before? I've got millions just sitting in the bank. I didn't even think anything of it. I just go down there, take 5,000 out of it or whatever whatever the dollar amount is. Problem solved. No, it's not that simple. It's really not, because life still happens. You end up getting into a position to where you're feeling better. You're starting to see somebody, or you get a different job, you get a better job, you add some clients, you start making a little extra money or whatever. And it's like, it's just, life happens. And then it seems, in my case at least, that when life happens to me, it happens I don't know what the term would be, a lot, right? A lot. It's like it would be considered to, fighting like a skinny nerd to fighting Mike Tyson. Some people fight the skinny nerd. It seems like every time life happens to me, it's always Mike Tyson coming around the corner and punching me in the face. And it's like, it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. And, on a lot of my socials, obviously the algorithm chases you. It watches you. It watches what you watch. It watches what you listen to. It watches what you click on. And all of those things. So, naturally, what is my feed full of? It's full of men's mental health shit. Men's mental health, suicide, don't commit suicide because of this or that or the other thing. Mental stability, you don't need this, you don't need that, A lot of positive, uplifting messages, but for the most part, it's the same talking point. It's the same fucking thing. It's just a different page saying it, because all the pages, just for the lack of better terms, just regurgitate every fucking thing else everybody else says. Whether you're on X, whether Instagram, Facebook, the same thing. They're either regurgitating it over multiple pages, and whether or not those pages are associated or not, it doesn't matter, for the context of this example, but it's the same context or content, period. So they're just regurgitating it. It's nothing new. And if you can't relate to those people, what is it? It's a fucking glorified PowerPoint presentation trying to convince you that everything is going to be okay if you just lace up your boots and go to work. No fucking shit. But sometimes you're fucking buried. You're fucking buried, and first what you got to do is you got to get out of the fucking mud, and then after you get out of the mud, then you got to reach down in that shit and get your boots out of the fucking mud before you can actually lace them up, put them on, and go back to work. So what do you do when you're sitting there in the fucking mud and you're fucking drowning? It's quicksand. You're looking around, looking for a lifeline. You're looking for somebody to help you. I'm not looking for someone to fucking save me. That's not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna write me a fucking $50,000 check and be like, here, man, go get your fucking life straight. You see these pages and this shit online about, these fucking social media influencers that go around, oh, here's $500, oh, here's $1,000, oh, you're homeless, oh, you're this, oh, you got all these bills, you're this, you're that, here's $1,000, oh, no, I just do it out of the kindness of my heart. The fuck you do. You do it because there's a fucking camera 50 feet away from you fucking showing it, and then you want to put it out there so that you can get the nice feel goods in your belly, so that you can feel good about yourself. But the reality is you're doing it for fucking content and interactions. You're doing it for money. The people that do it when there's no camera around are the people that are genuine. I am one of those people. Of course, I don't give out thousands of dollars because I don't have thousands of dollars to just give away. But I mean, I'd have to say on a regular basis, I'm pretty much giving away hundreds of dollars I should be putting in my own pocket, keeping in my own pocket, and I just don't. And then here I am. Here I fucking am. I'm no different than anybody else. I just voice it. And I'm not saying that other people don't. I do it, and I do it quite a bit. I've done it so much that I know Some people on Facebook actually have called me out. They're like, man, all you do is fucking whine. It's like, but is it whining though? Or am I just telling you my problems and telling you my story? And maybe it's the same as yours. Maybe you have a different solution. Maybe you have a different answer than just lace up your fucking boots and go to work. Because, motherfucker, I already do that. I don't know what the answer is. You know, love yourself. Go love yourself. Yeah, go jerk off in the shower. That's love. That's loving yourself. Go jerk off in the bathroom. Go jerk off on your bed, on the couch, whatever the case is. Go jerk off in your car, whatever. That's the solution. You know? That's how you love yourself. Get the fuck out of here. Go do things on your own. Go do this. Some of us don't want to do that. Some of us crave that personal, that human interaction. And then we don't get it. It's rough. It's like a drug addict searching for drugs. You start going through withdrawals, and then you start wondering. You know, you start asking yourself, is it me? Is it me? Am I the problem? Why doesn't she like me? Why doesn't he like me? Why don't they like me? You know, why can't I get a better job? Why doesn't my boss like me? Why don't my friends like me? Why don't I have more friends? And then the most pathetic thing is my phone rings and it's people just saying, oh, yeah, fucking, you came recommended to me. Yeah, you gonna run my boat for me? Take me and my friends out? I mean, am I gonna say no? Fuck no. I'll take that money. I'll be your friend. Listen to your music. Drive you around. Be nice to you. Do all those things that you're supposed to do. And then I go home. And do this all fucking over again. Again, I'm not any different than anybody else. As a matter of fact, my fucking problems are probably a drop in the bucket from others. And that's the purpose. And that has always been the purpose of this channel right here. Is to just come on here and piss and moan. And fucking whine. Maybe you're talking about happy shit. Maybe you're talking about fucking ugly shit. I don't fucking know. But you're just talking. You're just talking it out. You're getting it out there in the open. Rather than just repressing it. Pushing it down into that basement inside of that mason jar. And waiting around for it to blow up. You know? I'm not going to say that, I've fucking been considering drinking and all this bullshit. Because, I mean, the reality is I haven't. You know? I've made a commitment to not doing that. And I'm not going to do it. You know, there's plenty of people that would say that. Oh, yeah, you know, like, oh, every day I struggle. Every day I struggle. And it's like, oh, well, like, you know, that's a fucking real deal. Sure, you know, you drive by liquor stores all the time. There's fucking beer in my kid's refrigerator. You know? There's a bottle of Stella Rose in her refrigerator, and I could just crack open any of it at any time. I could stop off at the liquor store and buy me a couple of fucking little one-hitter, you know, fireballs, and just not necessarily numb the pain, but at least just get a fucking break. That's not going to fix anything. It's not a resolution. It's just a temporary Band-Aid that you're probably going to have to rip off anyways. So, like I said, I'm no different than you. My problems might even be a lot lower on the fucking problem scale than yours. Maybe they're greater. I don't know. But that's the whole purpose for this channel, is to get it out there. Get it out there. Speak up. You know, maybe somebody wants to talk, maybe somebody doesn't, maybe somebody hears my problems and says, man, I got the same fucking problems, but I don't feel like I could talk to anybody. Because once you pretty much go through your contacts of the people that you feel comfortable talking to, or the people you feel comfortable venting to, and then they draw their conclusions as to what your solutions are, it's a wrap then from there on out. Because unless you take their advice, then the reality is that nothing is going to change in their eyes. So you're stuck. Now you have to find new people or a new person or whatever to get it out. And so where do you go? The internet. Because the people that you're supposed to be able to lean on the most in all reality are the people that you can lean on the least. That's why if you're ever going to go get a therapist, you could get a therapist that doesn't know you. Doesn't know you, doesn't know your situation, doesn't know anything about you. Start fresh. You start in a place where it's a blank slate. You start in a place where you just vent it all out there and that person doesn't know you from Adam, and everything is an organic relationship at that point, because if you start talking to somebody that you already know, you're going to get nowhere. If you're bitching and moaning about your boyfriend or girlfriend, the answer is always break up with them. If you're bitching about money and work, it's about get another job. If you don't like your car because it doesn't work or whatever, fix it. Like, everybody's always got those fucking solutions and nobody really truly has the solution. Because the answer is always, well, you have the solution. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, like I said, go to the bank right now after I'm done fucking posting this. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end on that. I know I was just a little bit kind of all over the place, and I apologize for that. The kid's got an hour brief that she's got to go do, so maybe I go have a breakdown moment. I don't know. I tried in the shower earlier and it just wouldn't come out. I know it's there, but it will. But anyways, like I always say, if you find anything here, like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know. Let's talk. I mean, let me know what your problems are. Tell me what your problems are. Maybe we can come to a, some sort of a solution together for each other. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just a sounding board, and that's fine too. Sometimes I don't really need you to talk. I just want you to listen. You might feel the same way. So if that's where you're at, then yeah, hit me up, man. Woman, whatever. Other than that, have a great Friday, and tell somebody you love them. This is Ben with I'm Not Licensed.